As you know, anytime a president comes to town, there is typically a great deal of excitement, of course, quite often protesting as well. We continue with our team coverage now with News 8's Brian Spiros, who joins us live from right outside of the Coast Guard Academy gates. Brian.
Well, good afternoon, Keith. As you just saw, the graduation ceremony well underway. President Barack Obama addressing the crowd. And you know, this is an exciting day for the cadets for two reasons. First and foremost, they're graduating. But secondly, it's not often that the President of the United States speaks at your graduation. So all politics aside, this is certainly a day they will remember. Now, President Obama landed at the Groton New London Airport on board Air Force One right around 10:30 this morning. His motorcade then made its way to the Coast Guard Academy, getting here shortly before 11 o'clock. As you just heard, the president already on the podium addressing the crowd. Now, in his speech, as we just heard, to the graduating class, the president is putting a tremendous emphasis on climate change, telling the cadets that they are part of the first generation of officers to begin service in a world where the effects of climate change are clearly upon us. Now, before the ceremony started, there were people outside the academy. Many of them stopped by for the fanfare of it all and to catch a glimpse of the motorcade and, of course, the president. Others were here to express their dismay with the president, many of them holding signs. We spoke to several people, and here's what they had to say.
To me, it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I was very excited about it, and I'm glad I came, and I did get to see him drive by.
Obviously, there's the economy, there's foreign policy, but on an everyday basis, a lot of folks are concerned with race relations in the country. I get calls on that every single day. You know, you would think a president with his background would be able to unify the country, but it's sort of been the opposite.
Oh, I'd like to be inside to hear what the president and respect the office has to say. And I'm just out here seeing what's going on as far as the pomp and circumstances and security that goes around it.
I probably will never see this again, and for me anyway.
So as you just heard, people here for many different reasons, but when all is said and done today, obviously about the graduation. Now, after the president leaves New London, he will travel to Stamford, where he will attend a private fundraiser. From there, he will head back to Washington, obviously spending a good portion of his day here in Connecticut. Now, we, of course, will have much more on the graduation and the president's visit coming up tonight on News 8 at 5 and 6. That's the very latest. We are reporting live this noon from New London. Brian Spiros, News 8.
Brian, thank you. Once again, we are streaming President Obama's speech to the graduates at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy live. It's on our website at WTNH.com. Of course, be sure to check in for the very latest on his visit to Connecticut throughout this day. And we will be back out live to President Obama's speech a bit later in this newscast.